Today we will discuss about the kinds of induction. There are two kinds of induction. One is induction proper, another is induction improperly so-called. Induction proper is that kind of induction in which there is inductive link, which is the main essence of induction. There are three types of induction proper. One is scientific induction, another is unscientific induction, and the third one is analogy. Scientific induction is the establishment of a general real proposition based on observation in reliance of the principle of the uniformity of nature and the law of position. For example, Ram is mortal, Hari is mortal, Madhu is mortal, therefore all men are mortal. This is an example of scientific induction. From this example, we can draw some characteristics of scientific induction. First, scientific induction establishes a general proposition, not a particular proposition. Secondly, scientific induction establishes a real proposition because the real proposition gives us some new information. It does not establish a verbal proposition because verbal proposition does not give us any new information. Thirdly, scientific induction is based on observation. Fourthly, there is inductive leap in scientific induction. Fifthly, scientific induction is based on two principles, that is the principle of the uniformity of nature and the law of position. Next, unscientific induction. Unscientific induction is the establishment of a general real proposition based on mere uncontradicted experience without any attempt of constructing a causal connection. For example, all crows are black, all swans are white. These are the examples of unscientific induction. In unscientific induction also we draw some characteristics. For example, unscientific induction establishes a general proposition. Secondly, the conclusion of unscientific induction is a real proposition. Thirdly, unscientific induction is based on uncontradicted experience. Fourthly, there is no causal connection in unscientific induction. The description. For example, a navigator while sailing discovers a piece of land. First of all, he cannot say whether that piece of land is an island or a continent. But from his former knowledge, he had a mental operation, and lastly he came to the conclusion the land he discovered was actually an island, not a continent. This is collocation of facts. So this is all about the kinds of induction. Thank you. Based on the similarity between two objects, if one further quality is there in one thing, then the other thing also have that quality. For example, we can take the example of Mars and Earth. Both are the planets of solar system. They have some similarities, like they have the temperature, land, air, etc. They revolve around the sun. They borrow the light from the sun. These are the similarities of Mars and Earth. If we imagine that Earth has inhabitant, therefore we can infer that Mars also have inhabitant. That is the inference of analogy. Then we come to the second kind of induction, that is induction improperly so-called. Induction improperly so-called is that kind of induction in which there is no inductive link. There are three kinds of induction improperly so-called. One is perfect induction, another is induction by parity of reasoning, and the third one is collocation of facts. Perfect induction is the complete enumeration. In perfect induction, there is no inductive leap. For example, all the students of this class are intelligent. In this example, we just count all the students. We just examine all the students of this class, and then we can say that all the students are intelligent. There is no place of inductive leap in perfect induction. Induction by parity of reasoning, the same reasoning which establishes a particular case will establish every other similar case under the general proposition. For example, the three angles of a triangle is equal to two right angles. Third one is colligation of facts. To colligate means to bind together. This term was first used by Whewell. According to Mill, colligation of facts is a mental operation. It is a mental operation which establishes to bring a number of